Getting a piece of breaking news which is coming in. Union Environment Minister is chairing a high-level review of the air pollution action plans of both Ghaziabad and Noida as part of a series of upcoming review meetings for the Delhi-NCR region, looking at the different cities in the Delhi-NCR region. Now, Bhupender Yadav, the Union Environment Minister, has called for strict on-ground implementation of air quality control action plans. He has directed zero tolerance for non-compliance and an emphasis to be given on Jan Bhagidari, citizen participation, as key to winning the fight against air pollution in the Delhi-NCR region. That's the big piece of news that's coming in. So that action plan trying to be pushed by the central government, with those review meetings being chaired by Bhupender Yadav, the Union Environment Minister. But what is the situation on the ground? Early in the morning, there was a lot of pollution which slowed down early morning traffic. But now the time is coming for everyone to go back home. So traffic is at its peak right now, the commuter traffic. So what is the situation on the ground? I'm joined by my colleague Shrishti on the broadcast to get more details. So Shrishti, any let up in the air quality, and what can we predict for the days to come, given the fact that we're moving towards the festive season, Christmas and New Year's?
Right. So the air pollution in the national capital remains in the severe category. Now, according to the latest air quality forecast issued by Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, the air quality is expected to be severe for another 24 hours or so, after which the conditions might turn favorable. Now, what happens here is that the Indian Met Department has already predicted dense fog over northwest India, especially Punjab, Haryana, as well as Delhi. So when there is intense fog and the pollution is high, there is high amount of pollution in the air, it leads to smoggy conditions, which is exactly what we are witnessing in the national capital. Now, in this meeting, which was held by the Union Environment Minister Bhupender Yadav. Now, if you remember, on 3rd of December, the Union Environment Minister Bhupender Yadav had held that meeting with all the stakeholders across the national capital region. So, as part of that series of meetings, the fourth meeting was basically for Noida.
Right, we'll try to reconnect with Shrishti over there. I think we've lost that line with her, but that is the update that's coming in from the central government, where Bhupender Yadav, you can see those visuals on your screen, having a review meeting about the different areas of the national capital region, Ghaziabad as well as Noida. He has said that there should be zero tolerance when it comes to the air mechanisms on the ground to ensure that pollution is brought down. There should be zero tolerance in the implementation of those particular mechanisms. But at the same time, even though GRAP 3 and 4 have been implemented, Bhupender Yadav reviewing the implementation paradigm across the national capital region. At the same time, saying that public participation is essential. Shrishti is back with us on the broadcast. Shrishti, please finish what you were saying.
So yes, I was talking about the review meeting. So this was the first review meeting which was held for the cities of Noida as well as Ghaziabad, where they presented their action plan on how they're going to really bring down the pollution levels in their respective cities. There were certain important, talks which were held. So the various aspects to discuss, first of all, is how these cities are going to bring down the vehicular emissions. So they discussed plans for EVs, electric vehicles. What is the deployment? What is the future scenario likely to be? It was also discussed about how they're going to, ensure more greening, more green spaces in the two cities, because that is another way which can help bring down the pollution levels. They also talked about the action that they're taking against the industries. Because when it comes to the national capital, we know that vehicles and industries are significant sources of pollution, and there are a lot of industries which are abiding by pollution norms. So it was discussed what action is being taken against these industries, whether the monitoring stations have been installed. There were officials from the Central Pollution Control Board, and they had to give their inputs about whether they are holding inspections in these industries as well. Also had to give data of the monitoring stations in both Noida and Ghaziabad. And after this meeting, in the coming meetings, more and more cities will be brought under. Remember, when it comes to the air pollution, it's not just Delhi, but the entire national capital region, which includes a lot of cities. So if we have to bring down the pollution, it has to be like an airshed approach, where stakeholders from all these districts come together to focus on this pollution. Now, this has become an alarming situation, because last 3 days, the AQI has been in the severe category. It crossed the 100 mark yesterday, even mark, which basically is into the severe plus. As of now, the stage 4 of the graded response action plan has already, been invoked across the national capital region. There are restrictions on the movement of vehicles. There are restrictions on the various kind of activities. People are being urged to wear masks. So yes, so amid all this, there's a lot of pressure on the government also to act. And residents have also been highlighting that apart from just forming committees, it's high time that there should be some kind of an accountability from all the government agencies to take some strict measures so that there can be some improvement on the ground.
Absolutely. The
Back
question
to you.
remains, isn't more required than the standard action plans that are being discussed by the government? Because clearly, even with the implementation of the different stages of GRAP, we can see that the pollution crisis continues to escalate. So is more required? And at the end of the day, is implementation the key factor which is causing this prevention of pollution from coming down in the National Capital Region and all these advisories coming out from the central government? Is implementation the main reason why pollution remains a cause of concern in the National Capital Region?